From the Tracy Guns League of Gentlemen release, that one's The Witch. There's a couple people.
I don't care what the chat room says. I like that tune.
I do too. I like the whole album.
They're all like, "Ooh, this sucks a bag of dicks."
I don't know if you're into that mid to late 60s, early 70s retro rock. That's a great album.
Psychedelic rock. I love it.
It is. It's fantastic.
Sure.
I dug it. All right, dude. Well, I sent this over to you earlier this week because I was absolutely kind of surprised a bit, I guess.
Okay.
I just happened to stumble across this just doing some random searches on the internet. And I came across a message board called citydata.com.
That's right, yeah.
I wasn't familiar with it, but I just happened to run across it because the Classic Metal Show popped up.
Of course it did.
And so I was like, okay, what is this all about?
Sure.
So the initial post reads, I have my own website, Natalie's World.
Oh, no.
It's a site about music and entertainment. Yeah. I have interviewed over 600 musicians from rock, punk, metal, etc.
All right.
Lately, a few of my interviews have made it onto this heavy metal comedy show called The Classic Metal Show, where these two guys rant and rave about my interviewing skills and questions, etc.
Okay.
I think she's making reference to you and I.
You think? Are we the two guys that are ranting and raving?
I think we're the two ranting and raving guys.
All right.
You know, we're those two other internet DJs.
Sure.
And she puts the actual links up there to our Spreaker for Short Bus Radio. And does Natalie know what a Hatred is?
Nice. Thank you, Natalie.
They do talk a lot of crap towards me and my line of work, even though they themselves interview bands too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I told my mom about this incident, and she goes and tells me to just stop this altogether.
Mom said quit.
Yeah. Meaning my interviews don't do it anymore, period. As a matter of fact, just don't be on the internet, period.
So mom thinks she's so bad she shouldn't even have a computer.
Basically, her mother, told her, don't even be on the internet.
You suck, stupid. Find something to do productive.
All I care about is talking to musicians, listening to crazy, evil devil music, and all I'm getting in return is harassed, bullied, taken advantage of, tormented, etc.
Really? Well, here's something that you should learn, Natalie. Anytime you put yourself out there in a public forum, you can no longer claim that you're bullied. Bullying is for non-public people. You know, when you're in the public forum, any criticism that you get is part of it.
Yeah, ask the shoe.
It's not bullying. That's stupid. Okay, go ahead.
But I like the words that she used.
Yeah, I know.
See, I'm putting myself out there, and all I get in return is harassed, bullied, taken advantage of. I wonder how that happens.
I don't know.
Tormented.
Right.
My mom went as far as to saying that my work is not professional either. And she says my questions aren't good because they don't sound like it and have big words, etc.
Big words?
Big words. And she writes big in all caps.
So mom says it should have big words?
Yeah, she's saying her questions are very simple. They're simple-minded, I guess, and they're not very sophisticated.
So, Zetro, explain the soliloquy of the development of the songs on the new Hatred record.
There you go.
That's perfect.
I got to read that sentence again.
All right.
My mom went as far as to saying, her sentence structure is just atrocious.
Good.
My mom went as far as saying that my work is not professional either.
Okay.
She says my questions aren't good.
Okay.
Because they don't sound like it or have big words.
Psycho Postman? Damn, Mom, you've listened to quite a few of my interviews. What comes to mind?
Well, apparently that's what comes to mind. Your questions aren't very, very good.
What comes to mind is you stink.
Right. So that did hurt me a bit, aside from the comedian guys.
Oh, nice. We're comedians.
We're comedian guys.
Love it.
But I also thought of it and thought of this guy. And I guess I should look at this guy.
Okay, who is this guy?
Brian Stars?
Oh, yeah.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Okay, just on this.
Are you back in the bathroom, Tim?
Yeah, at home this time.
Okay, Tim, go ahead.
Just on this, right? I've come up with something, and I think I'm going to start a show that's going to rival the Classic Metal Show, and I can get, maybe Chris will host it with me, and Natalie can be the first guest, and it's going to be called the Crippled Mental Show, and so that anyone who feels like they're bullied or put down by the CMS can come on and vent. Hail and kill.
Tim must have got an adjustment of his medication this week.
I am telling you, Tim is on fire tonight.
The crippled metal show.
The crippled metal show. He can come on and vent. Anybody who's ever been picked on by the CMS can come on.
Sounds good to me.
I'm all for it.
Me too.
Hi, guys.
All right.
Yeah, Brian Starr stinks, but he's hugely popular.
Really?
Oh,
Never heard of him.
Look on his Facebook page or on his YouTube channel.
I know nothing about this guy.
He does shitty interviews with like shitty modern bands, like Modern Day Escape or Asking Alexandria or Black Veil Brides. Those types of bands.
Now, how did you run across him?
When I was working for Standby Records.
Really?
I had to set up some shit with him.
Really?
I actually know Brian. But
I knew nothing about this guy.
Yeah, I know Brian a little bit. I've corresponded with him a little bit, and his interviews blow. I mean, he's fucking terrible, but he does have a follow. I mean, dude, I'll bet you if you look at his YouTube channel, he probably has 250 million hits.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What is it that draws people to him?
Just because he does interviews with modern bands and he's kind of quirky and he just does his thing.
Okay.
He goes out to clubs and he'll interview bands, standing on top of tables and throwing food, and he does fucking stupid. He's like a combination
but he has video though.
Yeah, he does video.
Which is different than what Natalie does. She has no video.
Right. No.
Okay. I get sort of the appeal because if this guy's just a goofball and he's a visual,
yeah,
I can kind of get that. But if you're just uploading audio like what Natalie does, not so interesting.
I don't know how many.
Hi, guys. Our video today
Brian.
is...
He has 386,602 subscribers.
Wow.
Subscribers, not views.
Yeah, not views, subscribers.
So he's got. I wish. Where can you look to see how many views?
I guess it's individual videos that he puts up.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how many views the guy has, but I'm not a YouTube guru to know, but I just know that the guy does do fucking major fucking for that style. I mean, he's like the guy.
Okay, well, again, he's offering video content, which if he's doing something kind of goofy and acting like a doof,
yeah,
people want to watch that, not because necessarily they're interested in his questions, just to see what kind of a goofball this guy is.
But I mean, ultimately, it's about his questions because he asks goofy questions too. He doesn't just ask, where'd you record?
Well,
whatever.
is he clever about it?
I don't know. We could play one if you want.
Again, I know nothing about this guy.
Yeah, I mean he's like the guy that'll be like asking a serious question. He'll be like, "Oh, well, what's your favorite topping on French fries?"
Okay.
He's one of those guys.
All right, so he just sort of throws a weird question out there out of left field.
Yeah, he's like a quirky guy.
Okay.
His show is just sort of quirky.
And he's kind of a goofy looking guy too.
Yeah, he's kind of a dork.
Okay, so I guess that's the appeal.
Yeah, I mean it's modern kids. That's what he is. He fits the modern kids.
All right, I got it now, but up until now I knew nothing about this guy.
Yeah, well, I only know about him because I've dealt with him. Set up some interviews on the road with him. He's out of Oklahoma.
Okay. So she continues.
Mm-hmm.
He acts goofy and asks some oddball questions, and my questions are quite a bit better than his are, I think.
Okay.
Is that true?
Wow, better is a very subjective word now, isn't it?
I guess. I mean, have you seen his interviews or listened to him before?
I have. I mean, I would not say that Natalie asked better questions.
Okay.
Because what comes to mind is just a fucking terrible question. And reading off of Wikipedia and then going, what do you think?
Yeah.
Is not a better question.
Right.
Brian does do his homework. He does know about the bands that he interviews.
Well, to be fair to Natalie, the last one that we did she did the one with Phil.
Yeah.
And we gave her props for it because she actually engaged him in a conversation rather than just read off a script or read off the same questions.
Well, I guarantee you Brian Stars would not interview Zetro and be like, oh, you were in other bands? Really?
But I think because of our goofing on Natalie, that she actually did her homework before she interviewed Phil.
Yeah. Look at Sabotage in the chat room. You guys might have asked a goofball question or two in your lifetime.
Well, we have, but that isn't what we based our whole interview on.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Some of those foreign guys.
Yeah, but we just did that purposely, though.
Right.
It wasn't because we were unfamiliar with the subject.
No, not at all.
That wasn't it at all. If we goofed on somebody, it was just to see what kind of a answer we could invoke.
Yeah, that is true.
So what I'm asking here is, what should I do?
Quit.
Should I just ignore everyone and continue doing this, or just stop it altogether?
Mr. E in the chat room, is Natalie hot? Can she interview nude?
Are my questions really that bad?
Yes.
Well, Natalie, let me ask you. When you listen back to your interviews, what comes to mind? Am I not professional because I didn't go to college to learn how to do this the proper way?
Oh, is that where we learned it?
Yeah, you got to go to college to do it the proper way.
I got my college degree in interviewing.
Yeah. So that is her question to the board.
Okay.
By the way, her name on the board?
Yeah.
Napi, Napy 666.
Nappy 666?
Nappy 666.
Like a nappy-headed hoe?
Or I'm going to go take a nappy now.
Oof, really? Jeez.
Nappy 666. So the first reply to her post is from Olivier, Olivier.
Okay.
Olivier Van Noort.
Oh, is that maybe Olivier?
It could be.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Nappy. As long as you find it fulfilling and entertaining, keep at it.
Yeah.
Don't let them beat you down, and don't take their criticism to heart.
Yeah, Nappy.
If people will sit down with ya and be interviewed, you have some kind of pull for sure.
Yeah.
They don't do that for just anyone.
No.
Take the opposite approach. Any mention in any media is positive.
That's right, Nappy.
There's no such thing as bad press.
And we push that to the limit.
Right. You can put together your own defense on your broadcast or do a faux, F-A-U-X, faux battle with them. Boy, she doesn't want to get into that.
Oh, I hope she does. I think this guy is making some great points. Don't discourage, Neeley.
Or just ignore them.
No, don't ignore. Faux battle.
Depends on what you want to do.
Don't you think that she would be best served to take us on directly? That would be in her very best interest.
Right. Their vid only has 16 views, Napi. They aren't reaching anyone.
Is that us?
Yeah, that's us because our YouTube.
Yeah, because we're working on YouTube.
Yeah, because YouTube got 16 views.
Yeah, wonder how many views our fucking
don't look at the Spreaker or the iTunes. It's got like a couple 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't look at that.
75,000 in the last year.
They aren't reaching anyone. Just ignore them. Ha ha. You'd help them more by responding to them.
Oh. This guy's making some great points.
Right. Nappy replies, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I do too.
Olivier, I guess I'm going to say that. Olivier replies, I have watched several of your interviews and found them entertaining. Keep on keeping on, Nappy.
Yeah, Nappy.
Topaz chimes in.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey, who's black, by the way.
And that's why I hate her.
And Barbara Walters are interviewers.
Yeah.
Does anyone call them unprofessional? Winfrey is a billionaire.
Yeah. Okay.
That's his defense.
Well, that works. He's right.
Nappy says, my mom thinks I am unprofessional because I ask the same questions. Well, good on you, Mom, because that is true.
That's exactly what we said.
Or they don't sound professional because they don't have big words or sayings to them. They don't have big words.
That's not the problem, Natalie. Look, I'm gonna just give you a little bit of advice, Natalie, which you can blow off or you could actually take. It's not about the words of in your questions. What it's about is not engaging in a conversation, you dummy. When you're doing an interview, engage in a conversation. Don't just read questions off of a piece of paper. If you want to have questions written down, fine. Write a couple of questions down. But ultimately, listen to the answer and ask your next question based on their answer. That's how you conduct an interview.
Correct. And no big words required.
And we're not very smart. We don't use big words. Dumbbell.
Olivier chimes in again.
Okay.
Nappy, most people don't use big words in everyday communication.
Right.
I suppose you could litter your broadcast with inside jokes only fans of the band would get. But that would lessen the appeal for the average person tuning in to find something out about a new band.
Yeah.
Using language that most people use is definitely the way to go. Just be yourself.
Yeah, of course.
You might try to be a bit more spontaneous and ask an unplanned question if the band member says something interesting about something.
Wow. How about that? Listening to the interview.
Yeah. Engaging the subject in a conversation.
Yeah, wow.
But if that doesn't come naturally to you, it will sound forced when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nappy replies, oh, I see what you mean.
Oof, she really is a dummy. I mean, come on. Even this guy's telling her that her fucking interviews stink.
Yeah, that you're not engaging the subject.
Yeah, you're just fucking reading off the paper.
Right.
She's a half step above Matt O'Shaughnessy. But he throws the big words in there.
Unprecedented.
It's unprecedented, stupendous, the greatest response in the history of telephones.
Right. Strawberry Kiki chimes in.
Boy, that already sounds bad.
Strawberry Kiki.
Yeah.
Referring to the Barbara Walters and Oprah Winfrey statement.
Yeah.
They aren't interviewers. They are journalists.
Okay.
What OP does sound more like Oprah Winfrey. What OP does sounds more like a hobby than a profession, especially since she doesn't get paid.
Okay, it is a hobby.
I don't know what OP is.
I don't know. Maybe that's her nickname.
OP. Okay.
She's down with OPP. Yeah, you know me.
Right. Olivier chimes in again. Napi, are you making anything at all as a YouTube partner?
Oh, boy. I can't wait to hear this lie.
A partner.
She's a YouTube partner.
Right. Topaz chimes in. They are journalists who mostly do interviews. Hobby can grow into professions. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Avocado, Ovcatto, chimes in.
Okay.
You are not a professional because you are not being paid. Other than that rather insignificant detail, the more you do, the better you will get. The size and character of your audience is the only judge that you need to be concerned yourself with for now.
All right. Remind me not to have him write my questions.
And Napi chimes in for the final time. I'm a YouTube partner and do get paid, but can't get the payment because I don't got a bank account. So the money is just saved online.
She's not making any money.
She don't got a bank account.
She don't got one. She don't be gotten one.
And thinking back, she's retarded with a capital yellow.
1-2 cat. Jesus Christ, Psycho Postman. Oprah got arrested at O'Hare Airport for flying with 50 pounds of crack under her dress.
Nice.
God damn.
Nice. So there you go. Natalie complaining about the CMS on a message board.
It doesn't sound like anybody's got too much to say to her that's like, oh, no, you got to. None of them were like, oh, no, your interviews are great.
Yeah, not a one.
Not a single post of like, oh, this is good shit.
Yeah, you really asked some compelling questions.
Basically, everybody said, well, if you want to do it, keep doing it.
All right.
That's about the best she got.
And the fact that you're not receiving cash for your questions doesn't make you a professional.
No. Well, duh. It is a hobby. Accept it. Move on.
So we bothered Natalie.
Oh, well. I wonder if we should be upset about that now.
Well, I don't think it's upsetting. I just think that opens up the door for us to reach out to Natalie and get her on the question or on the show.
We need to
get her on the show.
We do. We need to ask her what comes to mind.
Yeah. When you listen to the Classic Metal Show critiquing one of your interviews, what comes to mind?
Yeah, what does come to mind?
But she don't got no bank account.
Yeah.
600 interviews.
Yeah, 600.
600.
What comes to mind?
Then her mom tells her, you shouldn't be doing this.
You stink.
Wow. Now that makes me curious. What is Natalie's life like?
I know. We need to know.
I mean, remember when Doghouse came on the show and basically was describing what he believed her room was like?
Yep.
Now you got to wonder.
Yeah, you do. You got to wonder if maybe he was accurate.
It could have been accurate.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's Doghouse's sister.
He's got one of those, she's got one of those canopy beds in her room, and she's got the My Little Ponies all over the place.
Right.
And then she's, like you said, she's got that chalkboard hanging on the wall with her 10 core questions. Yeah.
Oh, man.
What's a Hatriot?
Yeah, what is a Hatriot?
Are you on any other bands? What was the music scene like where you live?
Yeah. Why do you always write about devil worship?
I love the fact that Zetro just didn't let her get away with that.
No, he's like, what are you talking about?
There's nothing about devil worship on this album. Did you even listen to it? Wow.
Zetro was not amused at all.
No. You know who wants to be interviewed by Natalie, though?
Who?
The V.
Get out of here, really?
She does.
I will so make that happen.
I'm telling you, when I went to Columbus back at the end of June,
yeah,
and I was hanging out with the V,
mm-hmm.
we were going through a Sonic drive-through,
yeah,
Sonic Burger, and we were listening to the Spreaker with the Natalie Short Bus segment.
Yeah,
and she was just sitting there, just rolling, listening to that.
Who would be better? I mean, what would be a better segment for us than to have an episode of Natalie's World with the V?
That would be so great.
That would be the best ever.
She would love to be interviewed by Natalie.
Well, maybe I'll have to act as her publicist.
I think you should.
Maybe her publicist, who's not doing his job well enough, should be replaced by me.
Right. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Natalie?
When do we do that fucking takeover? When, it's going to have to be in the new year, isn't it?
It's going to have to be, because she's been well, I can't point fingers, but they've just been dragging their feet on this forever.
I mean, she called me today, but I was sleeping. So
yeah. Well, she called me, what was it, Thursday? Yeah, she called me Thursday, or not Thursday, but Wednesday.
Yeah.
And she wanted to get something scheduled with Tony Martin. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, well, we got to do this. I want to talk some ideas over with you. It's just like, I'm glad to do all this, but you got to get your side organized over there.
Why does there need to be ideas? Just do it. Get in the studio and have some
because she wants to get everybody who put their fingerprint on this new release being part of the whole show.
All right. So pick some time. Say, okay, Tony, we're going to call you at 2 and we're going to call you at 4 and boom, get in the studio and do it.
I know, but see, I'm not going to get into the whole detail as to what she wants to accomplish.
Yeah.
But she wants us to be actively involved with the takeover show.
Okay, so how is that a takeover?
Well, it's going to be majority of them doing, but she wants us to be interactive with them during the takeover.
All right, so we're going to be interviewing nonstop.
I guess. I'm not really sure.
That's fine. Whatever. But I'll do it. You know me, I'm always game for anything.
Of course. But it's just the logistics. That's therein lies the problem, is the logistics.
Sure.
So supposedly, eventually, there will be a takeover show with the band Benedictum.
Sounds good to me.
But see, she wants to get Tony Martin involved. She wants to get Jeff Pilson involved. She wants to get all the guys in the band involved. She wants to get the producer involved. She wants everybody to have their stamp on the takeover show.
I hope she gets the guy that did the fucking EPK involved. That guy needs some. Now, there's some questions I could ask.
Right. So, that's her thought.
All right, I'm in.
Well, I'm in, but again, I had to run down the list. I said it's not whether Chris and I are willing participants. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you have available on your end to get this done.
Yeah.
Time, place, equipment, mm-hmm. Connections, computers.
I'm just curious, was there something wrong with the last one that they did?
Well, she wants to make it interactive where we're part of the takeover, I guess. I don't know. She wants us, I guess she wants us to sort of orchestrate the whole thing. I'm not really sure.
Let me just tell Veronica a secret. the words takeover for takeover show means you take it over from the regular hosts.
Right. But, she's just like, but see, you guys are so good at interjecting and making, light of a situation and really telling some, doing some crazy things.
What crazy things?
Well, like what you did with the German. Throwing all those war criminal names out there.
I think that has potential for the best of, by the way.
Stuff like that.
But that's just fucking riffing.
I know, but see, that's what she wants part of the show, is she wants the riffing. She doesn't think, I don't think she thinks that the people that she's going to get involved could carry the show to do that kind of stuff, so she needs us to be a catalyst to make that happen. That's what I'm gathering.
Nice. So it'll be the CMS that's not the CMS, but hosted by you and me.
Right.
All right, I'm in.
You guys got to make it happen, You got to make it funny and entertaining and silly and crazy and wild and out of control, because you guys think on your feet and these guys don't, and you could bring the best out of everybody.
No pressure there. No pressure there. I'm relying on you guys to make sure that my show doesn't suck.
Basically, yeah.
No pressure.
Right.
Okay, fine. Whatever, I'll give her a call. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow because I'm going to a football game, but I will call her at some point here tomorrow or Monday.
Sure. But anyway, probably in the new year will be a Benedictum takeover show.
Sounds good to me.
Of some sort. All right, dude. Speaking of some Benedictum, I'm in the mood for some Benedictum.
All right. I'm in. And then when we get back, I'm going to give you a choice.
Okay.
You can think about it now, and you have one of three choices. We can play the worst music video ever, which is featured on YouTube.
Okay.
We can play the fifth worst video ever, which is also featured on YouTube, which I think is worse than the worst video ever. Or we can play them both.
Well, I think we'll probably end up doing both.
These are quality. I mean, quality.
I'm up for that.
All right. So we'll do those one after a brief break.
Sure. All right. Well, the new Benedictum drops. Why do they say that?
I don't know.
It drops on Tuesday.
I think, you know why I think? Because in the old days, and this is, I hate to know the fact, but I actually know the answer to this. When they used to release 8 tracks and albums,
okay,
they used to throw the box on the floor. When they were, they would drop the box on the floor and then stock the shelves at the stores.
Okay.
So that's where the term came from. It drops on Tuesday.
Okay.
Just dropping the box in front of the fucking case to load it up with the records.
Do you really believe that is the reason?
That is the reason. I saw it at the Rock Hall.
Oh, okay.
I saw it on some dumb video.
I just, okay, if that's really the fact, then I just learned something new.
Yep, it was on some day of the TV tree at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And the last time I was there, I was standing there watching the TV tree, and they were giving the history of a lot of those phrases and sayings and shit.
Sure.
Like spinning wax and all that, all the old school sayings.
Stacks of wax.
Yeah, all that stuff. And they were given the origins of it. And they said that's where records dropping came from.
Really?
It's literally that they would come in cases and they would drop them on the floor in front of the what do you call that thing?
The stand, the end cap or the stand or
the stand.
Mm-hmm.
They would drop the box down and then they would and then they would open the box and put the records on the shelf.
Okay.
That's where it came from.
I was not aware of that, and I worked in a record store, so.
Well, see, you weren't spinning the hits.
I apparently was not. All right, well, the new Benedictum drops on Tuesday.
All right.
Called Obey, pick it up. Here's Retrograde exclusively here.
On your classic metal show.